Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Ken Kitts, President of the University of North Alabama, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff of UNA, I welcome you to this, our 2017 annual commencement for the College of Business and the College of Education and Human Sciences. Let us begin by bowing our heads for a moment of silence as we give thanks for our many blessings this year and for these special graduates here this afternoon. Thank you and amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
Thank you, and please be seated. This ceremony is a very special time for each graduate and his or her family and friends. To maintain the dignity of this distinctive occasion and out of respect for all of our graduates, we ask that you please silence cell phones, refrain from clapping or cheering until the end of the program, and remain seated until the ceremony is ended so that each graduate's name can be heard when announced. Commencement is a celebration of academic attainment. To bring greetings to you from the academic community of the University of North Alabama, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. John Thornell.
Thank you, President Kitts. I too welcome all of our guests. Speaking on behalf of the faculty and the academic staff at UNA, congratulations to each of our graduates for this significant accomplishment. The most recent data indicates that approximately 22% of Alabama residents 25 or older have a baccalaureate degree or higher, and nationally that percentage is closer to 30%. For graduate degrees, the national average is down to 10%, with 8% of Alabama residents having a graduate degree. So you can take great pride in your degree completion. It puts you in very good company. As you know, most UNA enjoys a long history, tracing its origins to LaGrange College, which was established in 1830. So this ceremony marks the 176th annual commencement, and there are 752 in your graduating class this semester. And with the addition of this graduating class, you are now part of a total of 59,620 students who have graduated from this institution. Today's graduates represent 19 states, excluding Alabama, and 10 countries. And at this time, I'd like to offer a special welcome to a group of graduates to our commencement. UNA hosts an MBA degree at several sites in Asia. The students take all of their classwork there, and several come to our campus for the first time when they arrive to participate in commencement. The difficulties our friends from Asia face, not the least of which is the considerable expense of attending this commencement, as well as the 30 hours of flying, are substantial, but they wanted to be with us today. I would ask that the students from Suzhou please stand and allow us to extend a warm UNA welcome. UNA alumni have distinguished careers, including a Pulitzer Prize in Literature, a Grammy Award winner, 2 Alabama governors, a Texas governor, numerous members of Congress, and a special assistant to the President of the United States. So as you can see, fellow graduates have gone on to attain distinction in their chosen fields. I know each of you aspire to do the same. Regardless of your chosen vocation, I urge each of you to find a way to make a positive impact, to change the world one step at a time. Again, congratulations and best wishes as you start your new adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thornell, and thank you for your many years of dedicated service to this university as our provost. I would like to introduce now several groups of people who are celebrating this special occasion with you. Please hold your applause until each group has been introduced. Beginning with our stage party, I ask the following individuals to stand when their name is called. Dr. Greg Carnes, Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Donna LaForte, Dean of the College of Education and Human Sciences, Ms. Amber Fight Morgan, University Attorney and Chief Diversity Officer, Mr. Ron Patterson, Chief Enrollment Officer, Dr. Debbie Shaw, Vice President for University Advancement, Mr. David Shields, Vice President for Student Affairs, Mr. Evan Thornton, Vice President for Business and Financial Affairs. Continuing on the front row, Dr. David Brommer, Faculty Senate President and Mace Bearer, Mr. Todd Willett, Member of the UNA Board of Trustees, Dr. John Thornell, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Mr. Wendell Gunn, who will be formally recognized later in the program, Mr. Jerome Gafford, Assistant Professor of Marketing, who will assist with the presentation of graduates, and Ms. Casey Morgan, Registrar. Please join me in welcoming the stage party. I would like to note that we are also joined today by members of the UNA faculty, represented at this ceremony by faculty from the College of Business and the College of Education and Human Sciences. Many members of the UNA staff are also here working in this room or behind the scenes to facilitate this event. We're also joined by members of the UNA Wind Ensemble, directed by Dr. Lloyd Jones, and the UNA Chamber Choir, directed by Dr. Ian Lepke. We also have members of the Gunn family with us in attendance today. Please join me in welcoming all of these guests. Thank you. Graduates, our goal at each commencement ceremony is to invite a speaker whose life experiences will have meaning for you and who will inspire you as you embark on the next chapter in your lives. But while today is one for looking forward to the future, I want you to go back with me for just a second to 1963. After attending college in Tennessee for 2 years, a young man named Wendell Gunn attempted to enroll here at this institution. It was called Florence State College at the time. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, you see, Florence State was an all-white university during an era of continued segregation in the South. Upon meeting the university's president, Dr. E.B. Norton, Mr. Gunn was told that under Alabama law at the time, he could not be admitted because of his race. However, Dr. Norton told him discreetly, "If you sue us, we'll have to admit you." Famed civil rights attorney Fred Gray took the case, and after a brief court session, the judge issued an order for Mr. Gunn to be enrolled at this institution. Not aiming to be an activist or catalyst for political change, Mr. Gunn simply described that event as, "I just wanted to go to school." So graduates, as you ponder the obstacles he faced just to enroll here as our first African-American student, I'd like you to know that Mr. Gunn completed his degree as one of our top students. And then this native son of Tuscumbia, Alabama, received his master's degree from the University of Chicago. And as noted in your program, went on to a highly successful career at Chase Manhattan Bank, PepsiCo, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and MetLife. In the 1980s, he held an office in the White House as Special Assistant for International Trade to President Ronald Reagan. He now enjoys retirement in Stamford, Connecticut. For those of you completing your degree in 4 years, you may remember that Mr. Gunn spoke to you as new freshmen at the 2013 Fall Convocation. We're deeply honored to have Mr. Wendell Gunn back with us today to his alma mater to bring your college experience full circle. Please join me in giving a warm lion welcome to Mr. Wendell Wilkie Gunn.
Thank you. And that's enough. Boy, quite a different reception after 54 years. 54 years ago, I came over to the campus in my jeans and sneakers and walked into the registrar's office and asked for an application. And people started disappearing. Until the registrar came out after 2 people disappeared, and he walked me over to the president's office, and the President Norton and the dean and the registrar said, on the Alabama law, we cannot admit you. But if you're serious, we'll give you the application, and you go home and talk it over with your parent. And if a judge orders us, we'll have no choice. I thought it was strange that after telling me I couldn't come, he told me how. I went home and talked to my mother, and my mother, instead of saying, "What were you doing over there?" she said, "Do you really want to go?" By that time, my budding manhood was moving up. And I said, "Yeah." No, I didn't figure we could go through with that, but she called Fred Gray. And Fred asked me the same question. Now my manhood is really budding. And I said, "Yes, sir. But we don't have any money." He said, "Don't worry about that." And I said, "Oh my goodness." Anyway, here I am. And I'm back. And I'm honored that you've chosen me to talk to these fine graduates I see here, whom I salute. They gave me an honorary degree this morning, and I was trying to figure out the reason. It couldn't have been because of something that happened 54 years ago. Almost everybody's forgotten that. It occurred to me, maybe it's not about me. Maybe, just maybe, it's something about you, the graduating class. And maybe the Board of Trustees thought that what I did with my UNA degree was a good example of what you might do with your UNA degree. I took it to Chicago with a letter from Dr. Thomas, my chemistry teacher, and from Dr. Norton, the president, and the University of Chicago said, "Come on in." I got my MBA 2 years later, and Chase Manhattan Bank said, "Come and join us." I joined Chase for several years. And one day in 1976, I got stuck on a snow train, and I had the nerve to write a letter to the editor criticizing a leading candidate for president, Ronald Reagan, for how he campaigned and what his economic policy was, and that he seemed to think that free enterprise didn't work for everybody. And I knew that it did. Well, anyway, that letter was printed as an op-ed piece. I didn't expect that. So I got invited by the GOP to come and talk to the platform committee, and I explained why I thought that a shrinking economy just took away all of the fruit that we expected from our victories in the civil rights movement. And that what needed to be done was tax rates needed to be cut across the board so the economy could grow and so we could grow. Well, 4 years later when he ran, he was campaigning, and somebody asked him, how are you going to campaign among minority groups? And he said, I don't know who said this, but I think it was a black economist who said, and then he quoted right out of my testimony. And the phone rang, Jack Kemp said, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Well, he used that as a policy in his campaign. He won this time. And then 2 years later, he and his administration tricked me into joining the staff at the White House, this time to help with international trade. I mean, tricked me. They called me, I said, no, I don't want a job in the administration. Well, come on down. Yep, have you ever seen the White House? I said, no, but I'd like to see the Oval Office. So I went and I saw the White House. He said, well, now let us show you the rest. You said you haven't seen the Oval Office. He walked me down the hall into the Oval Office, and there the president was sitting at his desk. He stood up and said, welcome aboard. And I said, what the? I thought, what the? What do you say when the leader of the free world says, welcome aboard? You say, thank you, sir. Maybe the Board of Trustees thought that was a good example of what could happen to you. And if that's the case, I accept. I accepted the honorary degree that they bestowed on me this morning with great honor and humility. So it was about you. It wasn't about me. President Kitt, Board of Trustees, faculty, administration, parents and friends who've supported these graduates through the years, and people who are about to get your degree, I salute you. We salute you. But when I got this assignment to talk, it occurred to me that there's a lot of political noise going on today, and people are being divided down all over the place, and sometimes in an ugly manner. And I wondered, and I think it's kind of it's a high-risk assignment to speak on college campuses now. But I remember how the Shoals community and the UNA went through the change without a lot of drama. It was almost as if it was never any different. And I wondered how things were going here now. I really wondered. So I came down here 1 month ago just for the purpose of seeing how things were going on the ground. And what I learned was very gratifying. I watched students, I watched their body language, I watched them talk to each other. I eavesdropped on their conversations in the student union, and I said, it's safe to come back here. So here I am. And I met a cousin of mine who's in the classes, in the nursing class that's graduating. And she told me that relationships are formed over the 3 or 4 years that we're here, and these are strong relationships. They're not broken by all the noise that's going on out there. I was glad to hear that. This is my UNA. This is the UNA that I left. And graduates, you may be proud of this university. You may be proud of what's happened to you over the last several. You may be proud of its tradition. Of course, you have a responsibility to carry that tradition. And you do that by the relationships that you form and by the relationships that you keep. Now, when I graduated in 1965, shortly thereafter, I found that I had an ulcer. And I was sure it was from some of the silent stress that I had here. But when I was being interviewed a few years ago here, somebody reminded me that research has now shown that ulcers are caused by bacteria, not by stress. I said, well, that's fine, but mine was caused by stress. Maybe the new ones are caused by bacteria. Or at least the bacteria must have come from stress. In any case, I remember when I sat where you're sitting. It was only a few months ago when I was sitting there ready to graduate myself. And they gave me that piece of paper, and you know what? I knew everything. Everything. I had learned 1,000 organic compounds in organic chemistry. And then I graduated and went to work as a chemist and found out that while I was learning 1,000 compounds, they invented 8,000 more. So I discovered that knowledge expands. I was humbled a bit when I found out all the things that I didn't know. And like the ulcer story, I was also surprised to find out that there were a lot of things that I knew that weren't true anymore. And then I worked at the White House for a while, and I found out that some of the things that I knew for sure were never so in the first place. But at UNA, you've gained not only knowledge and benefited from the culture, you have acquired tools for acquiring knowledge, for sifting. And so you are now part of a very special group called the educated. You don't have to take somebody else's opinion every time you hear it. You take the facts and you form your own opinion. And as a matter of fact, some of you will end up being opinion leaders. And learning, you'll find that, and you'll learn a lot in the process. And you'll find that learning is a lifelong process. It requires a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It's very exciting. You've learned to listen. Keep that. It's a great skill. Listening is a great skill. As a matter of fact, when you're in a debate, the best thing you can use against your opponent is what just came out of your opponent's mouth. But if you're not listening and you're just getting your next talking point together, you won't learn anything. And if you're wrong, you won't find out that you're wrong and gain something from the experience. And when your opponent convinces you that you're wrong, don't hang on to it. Say, I take your point. I got to rethink that. You'll gain in knowledge and you'll gain in credibility. Things are going to be difficult sometimes. You're going to make some mistakes. Doesn't matter. Mistakes, if you learn from them, are just more steps on the way to success. You'll find that very successful people have made lots of mistakes. You remember what Thomas Edison said, 100 mistakes trying to invent the light bulb. Thomas Edison said, I found 100 ways not to do it. Commit yourself to your goals. Commit yourself to your work. Commit yourself to your relationships. Learn how to get back up when you find yourself down. So when you find yourself down, the first thing you do is you get up. Even if somebody knocked you down, what's the first thing you got to do? You got to get up. Don't spend time assigning blame. Get up. Finally, you'll get a lot done if you follow a good, healthy lifestyle. Exercise. You'll have more time when you spend some of it exercising. Get enough sleep. That's more important than you imagine. You think that, and stop cramming. I mean, just get enough sleep and do your work on time. And treat other people right. Greg Carnes said to me, he said, there's just two things that you have to do. And he said, work hard and do people right. Work hard and do people right. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and not necessarily as they have done unto you, because eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth will leave us all blind and toothless. But if you treat people the way you want to be treated, even if you treat your enemies the way you want to be treated, you create the possibility of a happy ending. And those that didn't end well, they will still end well with you, because you will heap coals of fire on that enemy's head. And one of these days, he's going to feel really bad for treating you that way, especially if you end up his boss. I think that's what they meant when they said, love your enemies. He said, love your enemies. Now that's a hard one. I'm supposed to love my enemies? And they finally figured out that love was more than how you feel, because it's hard for me to feel good about my enemies. Love has to be an action verb. It tells us how to treat our enemies. And we might turn them into friends. Don't forget, folks, nobody's going to tell you this. You're going to be 50. You hear what I said? You're young, vibrant, but you're going to be 50. What are people going to be saying about you? What's the world going to look like? Who are your friends, and what have you done to help your friends? What have you done to collaborate with friends so that you could all succeed? And don't wait till you're 40 to get started. Oh yeah, that's right, you're going to be 40. And you're going to be 30. Take each one of those milestones and say, I want to be ready when I get there, and you will do just fine. I have an assignment for you. I have an assignment for you. I want you to do something. When you leave here, over the next 6 months, I want you to get in contact with somebody who is a graduate of this school to talk about what they're doing, get some help from them to help them or whatever. Start building the UNA community if you haven't already started. Enhance it if it is already started, so that just like the folks who say, I want a Harvard man for this job, I want a Harvard woman for this job, I want the day to come when the first choice would be a UNA man for this job or a UNA woman for this job. You do that by forming that community. I have to quit. I already ran over time, and I can feel the hook. I can feel the hook coming at me. But it's been great to be here to talk to you. Go out there, go get them. Look out for each other, and look out for each other's children. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gunn, for those wonderful remarks. It's really been quite an honor to have you with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to again introduce the UNA Chamber Choir for a musical selection.
Abide with me, fast falls the eventide, the darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. I need thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can for the tempter's power? Who like thyself, my guide and stay can be? Help of the helpless, Lord, abide with me. Hold thou thy cross before my passing eyes, shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. As morning breaks and earth's shadows flee, in life, in death, O Lord, abide with me. In life, in death, O Lord, abide with me.
The University of North Alabama has one faculty member retiring at the end of the 2017 spring semester from the College of Education and Human Sciences, who is being honored at this commencement program. This is Mary Summey. Would Mary K. Summey please come forward? Ms. Summey is being presented with a certificate of meritorious service that reads as follows. To Mary K. Summey, member of the faculty, professor, scholar, and friend, greetings, congratulations, and cordial good wishes from your friends and professional associates, the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of the University of North Alabama. We cite you for signal honor on the occasion of your retirement from active duty from long and meritorious service to the university. With this citation, you are appointed by the President of the University to the status of Professor Emeritus with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Ms. Summey, Assistant Professor, Supervising Teacher at Kilby Lab School, served the university for 21 years, from 1996 to 2017. We thank Ms. Summey for her dedicated service to the University of North Alabama and its students. Keller Key Award was established as a memorial to the late President James Albert and Mrs. Mary Glenn Keller. A Keller Key is presented at commencement to the honor graduate who, on the basis of having earned all credits for the bachelor's degree at this university, has made the highest scholastic average. This semester, there are 2 recipients. At this morning's ceremony, a Keller Key was presented to Natasha Nicole Thomas. Will the marshals please escort to the platform the following recipient of the Keller Key for this afternoon's ceremony: Mary Elizabeth Savage. Ms. Savage completes the Bachelor of Science in Education degree with a major in elementary education. She graduates today with a grade point average of 4 point on a scale of 4 point.
The Tours Fidelis Key is awarded to a graduating senior on the basis of outstanding service to the university and scholastic achievement. This honor is the highest honor that can be conferred upon a graduating senior, and the recipient is selected by a committee of faculty, staff, and students. Ms. Natasha Nicole Thomas was awarded the Tours Fidelis Key in this morning's ceremony. She graduated summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Social Work and an overall grade point average of 4.0. She was also named a recipient of the Keller Key. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Thomas.
It is my pleasure to again introduce the UNA Wind Ensemble for a musical selection. If you've enjoyed today's music, hadn't it been amazing? How about it one more time for the Wind Ensemble and Chamber Choir? At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Wendell Gunn to come and join me at the podium. The University of North Alabama is bestowing an honorary doctoral degree at this May commencement to a very worthy individual. Mr. Wendell Gunn received his honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree at this morning's commencement ceremony, and you will see in your program a copy of the citation awarded to him. Please join me now in congratulating Mr. Gunn on this honor and in thanking him for his many years of strong support for his alma mater. Each of the university's college deans will present candidates for the conferral of their respective degrees. Would Dr. Greg Carnes, Dean of the College of Business, please come forward?
As you are able, would candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration please stand and remain standing? President Kitts, it is with great pleasure that I present these candidates to you for the conferral of their degree.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon each of you the degree of Master of Business Administration. Congratulations. You may be seated.
As you are able, would candidates for the following undergraduate degrees in the College of Business please stand and remain standing? Bachelor of Business Administration and Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. President Kitts, it is a great pleasure that I present these candidates to you for the conferral of their degree.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon each of you your respective baccalaureate degree. Please move the tassel from the right edge to the left edge of your cap. Congratulations. Please be seated. Would Dr. Donna Lafort, Dean of the College of Education and Human Sciences, please come forward?
As you are able, would the candidates for the following graduate degrees in the College of Education and Human Sciences please stand and remain standing? Education Specialist, Master of Arts in Education, and Master of Science. President Kitts, it is with great pleasure that I present these candidates to you for the conferral of their degree.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon each of you your respective graduate degree. Congratulations. Please be seated.
As you are able, candidates for the following undergraduate degrees in the College of Education and Human Sciences, please stand and remain standing. Bachelor of Science in Education. President Kitts, it is with great pleasure that I present these candidates to you for the conferral of their degree.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon each of you your respective baccalaureate degree. Please move the tassel from the right edge to the left edge of your cap. Please be seated. So, graduates, your degrees have now been conferred. and we come to the point in the program where it's your time on this stage. And I have to ask that question, how does it feel? Let's do better than that. How does it feel? All right, very good. Will the marshals please conduct the candidates to the stage to receive their diplomas? You will note that the college deans will offer their congratulations as the graduates exit the stage.
From the College of Business, Heather Lynn Murphy. Jo May White. Samantha Smith Miles. Laura Elizabeth Smith. Ashley Nicole Owens. Gongzhu Zhang, Shuji Zhang, Mingxiang Mai, Yuyin Chong, Jiaqi Zhu, Reginald Lee Chappell, Monica Lachelle Young, Molly Lee Duncan, Kirsten Kiesler Hargrove, Jaihu Hu, Ji Tao, Jake Ryan Harrington, Jonathan Allen Wilson, Kelsey Nicole Whitmire, Kelly Ray McGee, Anna Lee Slover, Penny Bauer Pitts, Jason Ford Quinn, Daniel Ray Hawkins, Purity Makuhe Harangja, Marilyn Suzanne Sullivan, Arnell Tunstall Richardson, Jaijun Zhu, Yang Wang, Haijun Han, Yudong Yan, Zhanhua Chen, Zhang Minzhang, Zhaozhan Dong, Jinha Liu, Shiyu Liu, Zhao Zhao Qin, Hai Zhu, Zhali Zhuang, Jason Wayne Reese, Markevius LeBron Sanders, Jared Thomas Norton, Shu Wang, cum laude, Jing Wang, Muin Chi, Julie Ann Causey, magna cum laude, David Allen Box, Forrest Jackson Richard, cum laude, Summer Nicole Richardson, Allison Lee Zoomstein, cum laude, Nicholas Willis, Jordan Elizabeth Smith, Erica Ann Mason, Nicole Taylor Ponce, Jody Edwin Hyde, Ghanem Khalid Al-Dasari, Jeff Allen Dodd, Sarah Harper, Peyton Lane Pierce, Boston Claire Claiborne, magna cum laude, Alexandria Mackenzie Hopkins, magna cum laude, Tavius DeAndre Gilbert, Antonio Carvalita Newsom Jr., Patrick Joshua Hartley, Antonio Lamar Little, Mitchell Robert Biederman, Dylan Christopher Lambert, Avery Wayne Holland, Michelle Samantha Hanson, Adam Edward Risher, Zebulon David Werland, Aaliyah Aaron Northington, summa cum laude, Mark Brandon Newberry, magna cum laude, Benjamin Bruce Kaler, Noel Jarrett Carter, Ethan Lindsay Mitchell, summa cum laude, Derek Taylor Reeps, Austin Hunter Sparks, Megan Elizabeth Blackburn, Lindsay Gail Ligon, magna cum laude, Tanya L. Parker, Caitlin Nicole Chappell, Aubrey Carolyn Hudson, magna cum laude, Demario Jamal Jackson, Thomas Allen Kimbrell, Thomas Eugene Smith Jr., Cody Prentice Vaughn, Brooklyn Elizabeth Ham, Jessica Janelle Bullard, summa cum laude, Hunter Rich Andrews, Brian McKnight Carr IV, Thomas Brent Oakley, Jamie Lee Posey, Jamal Montrell Robertson, Yuchi S. Anaquenzi, Taylor Mills Knight, cum laude, Manpreet Singh, Joel Paul Valentine, cum laude, Jonathan Michael Henley, Herbert Thomas Foster, Ty Matthew Miller, summa cum laude, Connor Logan Gray, Jeffrey Holt Barnett, magna cum laude, Comfort Ejin Bigelow Ring, Jacqueline Renee Campmeyer, Quentin Tyrell Lane, Alexandra Lee Devlin, Emma Layton Duplantis, summa cum laude, Holly Nicole Franklin, magna cum laude, Erin Beth Nuttall, magna cum laude, Emerald Nicole Matlock, Melanie J. Mather, David DeMarcus Hughes, Holen Shu, Ronji Shu, Yinghui Mai, Chaohan Shu, Chao Ma, Austin Dell Welburn, Matthew Benjamin Ryder, magna cum laude, Kamisha Chantel Garner, Devin Lee McDaniel, Alexander Cosby, Maximilian Drupal, Albry Ann Olive, Eleanor Elizabeth Costello. Alicia LaQuinn Barber. Ariel Shonara Owens. Ruben Miguel Jr. Anda Lee, cum laude. Boyu Wong. Ahmad Al-Nazar. Masaki Takeuchi. Luke Andrew Peterson. Aaron Cosby. Jared Nathan Wood. Joshua Darren Kent. Arturo Caballero. Nathan Forrest Huckabee, magna cum laude. Abdullah Cardaman. Tyler Austin Delano. Todd Gregory Gibson. Nikki Lynn Lowry, magna cum laude. Danu Win Mi Dong. Joshua Michael Edwards. Gabriela Gomez, summa cum laude. Veronica Gomez, magna cum laude. Mary Catherine Smith, magna cum laude. Christina Danielle Garrick. Kelsey Eads Weathers. Brittany Nicole Carter, cum laude. David Christian Hanley, summa cum laude. Matthew Hartman. Jonathan Seago. Patrick Forrest Twesme, cum laude. Eileen Rachel Druss, summa cum laude. Hannah Marie Hopkins, magna cum laude. Evan Lamar Lott, cum laude. From the College of Education and Human Sciences, Matthew Lyle Fuller. Stephanie Singleton Bolton. Robert K. Logan. Eric Sizemore. Alicia Faye Brown. Carly Elizabeth Andrews. Jessica Lee Herring. David Wade Smith. Lindsay K. Wigginton. William Evan Curtis. Anna Laura Falk. Brandon Scott Conley. Zhang Wang. Miranda Hall Hill. Jessica Ezel Ritter. Laura Elizabeth Heaps Peden. Christy Terry Black. James Egerton Miller. Richard Kyle Conkle, summa cum laude. Colby Lynn Mays. Genesis Amir McWhorter Gam. Brooklyn Paige Clark. Hannah Melaine Littrell, summa cum laude. Cedric Tobias Kenya Leonard. Bianca Griselle Hernandez. Hank Tamron Thigpen, summa cum laude. Alex Gregory Woodard, summa cum laude. Haley Nicole Lyles. Mitchell Dale Bird. Ryan Scott Ware. Cody David Jordan, cum laude. Laura Catherine Cannon, cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Thornton. Holly C. Magoo. Chandler Wyrick. Caitlin Yeager. Whitney Ann Rivers. Samantha Wren Black, summa cum laude. Leslie Ann Taylor. Mason P. Royal, magna cum laude. Shannon Page Bentley. Jacqueline Vickery. Grant Alexander Crawford. Andrew Garrett Corder, cum laude. Kayla Lynn Smith, cum laude. Hussein Abdullah Ahassim. Robert William Hunter Hill. Hunter McClendon Grider. Yiming Wong. Gavin Wade Hall. Zachary Walker Hillis, summa cum laude. William Ladon Tibbs II. Morgan Wade McCarley. Savannah Lynn Sweet. Jessica Lynn Kelso. Georgia Palma. Dylan Wayne Sharp, magna cum laude. Connor Joseph Methvin. Devin Nicole Connor. Malaya Larae Swopes. Jamise Patrick. Brianna Sharice Tanner. Courtney Lynn Moore, cum laude. William Andrew Vaughn, cum laude. Laura Carolyn Williams. Taylor Gabrielle Bracey. Sean Lee Smirnoff. Hallie K. Porter, magna cum laude. Devin James Walker. Chad Aaron Hollingsworth. Colby Ray Crutcher. Brandon Wade Creasy. Spencer Clay Conkle. Brady Allen Nichols. Tierra Lachey Nelson. Sheena K. Johnson, magna cum laude. Amber Rochelle Morrow. Natasha Nicole Crawford, cum laude. Kristen D. King, magna cum laude. Zachary Hugh Lindley. Kevin David Hinkey. Daniel C. Powers. Taylor Lee Tucker. Erica Lynn Servey. Zena Danielle Colwell. Annie Joe Johnson. Macy Chandler Holly. Katie Ellen Long. Michael Devin Bradford. Clayton Benjamin Holmes. Aubrey Ryan Champion, magna cum laude. Brittany Lachelle Bright. Morgan Ann Mathis. Morgan Brittany Benefiel. Mackenzie Brooke Benefiel. Courtney Ray Shields. Annie Elizabeth Kennedy, summa cum laude. Mary Charlotte Jones. Mackenzie Allison Daniel. DeAndre Alexander Harrison, cum laude. Jalen Charles Reedus. Reshma Tushar Patel. Sharenda Leanne Reynolds. Chase Davis Robertson. Jess Smith, cum laude. Blake Edward Talley, cum laude. Kelsey Nicole Davis. Caitlin Elaine Gordon. Anna Kate West, magna cum laude. Milton Diaz, cum laude. Colin Lee Burns. James Byron Spear, cum laude. Eddie C. Landon Nelson. Adrian Coffey Adams, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Jordan Cipher. Samantha Spencer Lambert. Brianna Rashawn Burns, magna cum laude. Bethany Lauren Hanna. Tasha Nikki Polnitz. Leah Channing Wynn. Lauren Nicole Allred. Catherine Hope Smith. Bailey Lena Fincher. Blake Franklin White. Elena Danielle Rushing, magna cum laude. Lauren Jessica Goodwin. Sarah Grace Roberts, summa cum laude. Madison Paige Freeman. Anna Elizabeth Montgomery. Danielle Nicole Smith, cum laude. Taylor Ann Stanley. Autumn Joy Thomas Houghton, summa cum laude. Jess Cooper. Sheldon Antonio Lewis. Jubian Diamond Simmons. Gwen Ann Foster, magna cum laude. Brooklyn Paige Hallman, magna cum laude. Hannah Mackenzie Leverett. Noah Long Cunningham. Logan Margaret Harwell. Susan Lang, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Flippo. Darcy Brooke Hathcote, cum laude. Samantha Carol Drummond, magna cum laude. Savannah Gail Rowland, summa cum laude. Mary Jen Perkins, magna cum laude. Ashley Leanne Prince, cum laude. Donna Paige Watkins. Heather Joyce Olson, summa cum laude. Tyler Scott Curtis. Savan Simpson Howard, cum laude. Hannah Lee Osborne. Meredith Amy Hamner. Stephanie Lynn Palmer, cum laude. Christina Amberly Hood, magna cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Savage, summa cum laude. Tiffany Elaine Coffey. Stephanie Ann Mullins. Emily Lee Owenby, magna cum laude. Jerry Grant Lake. Jordan Ray McLean. Stacy Lynn Moore, cum laude. Emily Rose Towery, summa cum laude. Emily Kate Manouche, summa cum laude.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me as we honor all these wonderful graduates with a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. Now, graduates, many people have helped and supported you to reach this goal of graduation. And I invite you at this point to help me show our appreciation to them. So at this time, I would like to ask all parents and grandparents of the graduates, please stand and be recognized. Parents and grandparents. And now would all spouses, children, and other relatives please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing completion of our program, but please indulge us by remaining seated for just a few more minutes. Very important, please remain seated as our UNA Alumni Association President, Michelle Eubanks, comes to the podium to extend greetings to our graduates as new alumni of this institution. Ms. Eubanks.
I need one of those degrees. Can I get one of those today? Good afternoon, graduates and guests. It is so good to welcome you on behalf of the Alumni Association, your Alumni Association. I have had the pleasure of knowing a few of your graduates quite well, your honorees. Among them, Mr. Fulmer and Ms. Summy, who taught both of my children at Kilby, one of whom is still teaching my child at Kilby in 5th grade. Hey, Mr. Fulmer. You never stop calling your teachers Mr. or Mrs. or Doctor. I think that's the lesson today. I want to encourage you all to take Mr. Gunn's advice. Go and seek out your alumni. Get your group established. It will only benefit you. And as a way I want to show you this, if you are a graduate of the University of North Alabama, would you please stand up? Here we are, and there you are. Did you stand up? That's right. Let me tell you that it's very evident that the University of North Alabama has a big heart, and it is the beating heart of this community. I bet there's not a single one of you graduates who achieved this honor today without the help of someone in this room. A parent, a grandparent, a child, a spouse. These folks up here, did they help you? Yeah, that's exactly right. That's your beating heart. And believe me when I tell you that the Alumni Association is no different. After today, this network of friends is waiting for you. We're here to help you when you need us, and we're a ready source of friends and your surrogate family, almost regardless of where you find that first job. Keep this in mind as you move through the weeks and months and years ahead, because time really does fly. And I have no doubt that there will come a time when you'll need the big heart and the open arms of your Alumni Association. So on behalf of all of us to all of you, welcome to the club. Congratulations, you've earned it. Roar Lions.
Thank you, Ms. Eubanks. Graduates, we do truly commend you for your hard work and the perseverance that's led you to the platform today to receive your degree. We're so proud of you. Proud of the hard work, and I know that your family and friends share in that pride. And the one thing I always ask before we let you go is, folks, when you go out there and leave your mark in the world, take UNA with you. Wherever you go, take UNA with you. And when you greet those fellow alumni, greet them with a hearty "Roar Lions," and know that we send our best wishes to you. I would like to thank Dr. John Thornell, Mr. David Shields, Mr. Jerome Gafford, and Ms. Casey Morgan for their assistance in today's program. I would also like to remind the recipient of the Keller Key Award to come to the stage immediately following the recessional for publicity photos. At this point, will the audience please rise and join with the graduating class in the singing of one verse of the alma mater, and then please remain standing for the recessional.